My final round between Clan OP and Team TCL1.
Okay, so as it is at the moment, only people with the TCL tournament role can access this channel. So people that are playing right now, self and the admin team.
Alright, thank you.
Now begins your greatest quest.
No problem, man. I'm going to be about. I'll probably sort of hang out in here. I won't sort of chat or anything, but I'm going to sort of stay in the Twitch chat and sort of try and field some questions there, because obviously there's just a bit of delay between you and that. So
yes, I do have a delay there to prevent stream sniping.
Yeah, so I think
it should come live in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be present and live in the Twitch chat and sort of chat to some people there, I guess. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Really glad that you're doing it again.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. And once we load all the way in, it does take a little bit longer using this observer mod because it goes tile to tile showing me that, hey look, you can reveal and see this. So that's why the load-ins are a little bit long at the very
Just
beginning.
Out of interest, like me chatting to you here, does that come through on the stream, or do you have a separate?
Yes, it will.
Okay, cool. So if I have anything to sort of say to you, I can just pull you to another channel or whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
Definitely very excited to be here back doing this again. I had a lot of fun casting the other matches, and of course the CCC this weekend. Very glad to be right back at it once again, especially when one of OP's players was going on vacation, so we weren't too sure if this match is going to wait or not. Happy to see that it's kicking off right away. Starting in the upper right, as part of Clan OP's team, playing as Germany, is Rahm. In the middle, as England, because there's any other viable choice right now, is Apriolo. As the Aztecs is Lyksy once again. Will we see that amazing night timing once again, I wonder? For Team TCL1, playing as the Aztec on the same side of the map is Totally. As England on the western side for TCL1 is Vonholio. And as their Germany player for the match is Havoc. Definitely interesting. We did to determine who got to pick slots and sides and who was against who. I did a random number generator, and I sent the number to one of the tournament staff, Tom Brader, and I told the team several minutes later to pick a number between 1 and 10 and send it to Tom, and that's how we determined. And TCL1 won both times. Actually got the second one on the dot. It's pretty impressive luck. And they decided to pick West and to be a full mirror. So it'll really depend on the first moves here on the bottom between our Aztec players, because that Aztec player holds the attack bonus from the luxuries on attack only. Does not apply when defending. Does appear we have quite a bit of deliberating and strategizing going on, as two players haven't dropped their cities yet. All the cities coming down, players have turned or finished with whatever they were deliberating about. likely discussing how they want to tackle this full mirror, because both Germanys are very likely to just sim away. Players even taking the time. Well, Clan OP is naming their capitals. Looks like Vonholio is as well. Making it really nice and easy for the viewers, for all of you, and me too if I ever lose track, to identify who is who in this match. Although I doubt we will have that problem. Looks like Vonholio will be sending his warrior to the south to support the Aztec. However, Apriolo will be sending his to support Rahm's Germany. So we might see a little bit of extra scouting done with the extra warrior coming to support. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're going to enjoy this match as much as the rest of us for sure are. These teams and players really appreciate the support as well of your viewership. It's the energy that you're giving them that's really helping them put their best foot forward here and giving us a wonderful match today. Coming into turn 2, not a lot of action or differences happening just yet. We will see these scouting warriors moving out, of course, and we're very likely within the next couple of turns going to see any differences between the players when builders are usually coming out. It'll be very interesting to see how TCL wins Germany Sim Cities. I have not seen him play Germany before, as their round 1 match did end up with a disqualification of the other team, who did not show up, even though the match was delayed by 2 weeks due to schedule conflicts. Definitely be very interesting to see Hansa placements from both Germanys, as well as who goes for which wonders. And there'll likely be neither Germany pressuring the other, so all the combat is likely to occur between the middle players and the southern players, if the middle ones do so at all. It'll definitely be interesting to see where our English players in the middle here are going to put their first cities and when they will take their Galapagos, if they do at all. It'll be those seemingly minute differences that'll end up snowballing in different directions, and we'll definitely have to see where that lands each player and effectively each team. Because anything that you do that affects your timings or your economy, like your gold return, science, culture, etc., heavily impacts your entire team, because that turn later that you get a culture, a civic done, or a technology, that's a later booster. Eureka or inspiration, depending on which tree, that will come a turn later because of that difference. Coming into turn 5 now. Not a whole lot of action going on. Totally's builders coming out, as well as Vonholios and Havocs. It should be the same over here. However, it is not. Builders seem to be a turn late. I wonder what the decision was with that. I am still not seeing any builders come out for OP. Wonder what they have planned. Perhaps they rushed a monument or something of that nature. Oh wow. Super early settler coming out of OP's Rahm here. Forgoing the builder entirely. Maybe he did go monument first. So did Lyksy. Oh my goodness. Looks like they bought out the horse. Totally has a second Eagle Warrior here. I wonder if we're going to see some super early aggression. Settler out of Apriolo as well. We're going to see some super early settles come down on our eastern side of the map here because of this. Vonholio has a settler out as well though, so they aren't as ahead as it seemed. Our Eastern players are leading in culture though, so it'll definitely be interesting to see if this continues. That definitely means there was a monument opening. Settler coming out for Havoc. Totally does not have a second settler out just yet, so he will be a little behind in the luxury race, since that is exactly what this is going to give Lyksy over him, is luxuries. Be sure to let everyone know in the various communities out there that we have a super exciting match going on right now. Already very big differences between each team starting. Builder in the water going for that astrology and Eureka. Second city down already for two of our players. Remarkable speed. And it looks like Vonholio will be going for the orange settle first, and so will Apriolo. Definitely already a big difference in our Germany's even settling in different directions. Rahm choosing to put his back, Havoc is putting his forward. Eagle Warriors will be meeting up shortly, but Lyksy does not know about the second one behind it, as well as England's Warrior here in the back. I'm not too sure why he went to this marsh tile and just instead of forward onto the woods, but it is what it is, I suppose. Builder coming out for Apriolo. Hopefully these later builders are not impacting the early economy too much for OP's players. Because getting these cities settled down earlier means faster population growth compared to, for example, Totally, who is now getting his settler up first. Out of the open sky going to Havoc's Germany. War declaration does happen. Totally choosing to send his settler forward, it appears, whereas Lyksy sent his first one back. Differences between our players are pretty big in this match. Yes, Cortex, they are. Clan OP, his team, is on the right here. They are from the Civ Players League community. They are a clan within that league. Whereas the TCL Team 1, as far as I'm aware, there are no clans or any subgroups there. There's just the community there. So they're just team number 1 that joined the tournament. Coming in at turn 13 now, and the settler is still moving forward. I wonder if it's going to go onto this flat grassland here. God of the Open Sky picked up for Lyksy's Aztec. So this is completely inverse. I wonder if what Rahm will be taking. Both Englands are likely to take fishing boats for production. If anyone in chat does have questions throughout the match, I will be watching, so feel free to ask whatever questions you like, and I will, within the best of my ability, try to answer them as we commentate this match, which is going to pick up pace very quickly from the looks of things. Once the second Eagle Warrior gets up here, however, I wonder if he will send it along the bottom here in these floodplains and cross the river below, making Lyksy think he only has the one Eagle Warrior here, because there is no reinforcement coming for him, as Apriolo's warrior is heading north to support Rahm's Germany here. So there would be nothing to stop that second Eagle Warrior for coming in and just scouting everything and maybe getting some pillages. Or if he's incredibly lucky, he will get a builder snatch or maybe even block a settle. Those things very huge in this map if you can do it, but it's so difficult with the gap between players. Third settler is another settler coming out, the second one built for Vonholio, technically his third settler, but going to drop his third city very likely on the opposite orange there. He seems to favor that position. Havoc's Germany is just improving tiles in each city as he drops them. Certainly nothing wrong with that approach. The faster growth is certainly appreciated for that city. Rahm's Germany has a trader out already boosting currency so that he can get it up as quickly as possible. God of the Open Sky production is being picked up by Totally. So he'll have better production than Lyksy, but Lyksy will have much better culture per turn. This will add up very quickly over time. Totaly's improvements throughout his empire will come faster in his individual cities because of the production difference, but Lyksy will reach those very important civics like mercenaries for the upgrade card or Merchant Republic for a second government, unless he's planning on playing under one of the other government types. But there are very important civics all throughout the tree that Lyksy will hit much faster than Totally because of that difference in Pantheon. But Totaly's production in those cities are going to be much faster for that difference. Both teams clearly have practiced in on this map, as they seem to have planned out what they're doing ahead of time. I'm very interested though to see what Totally does with the second Eagle Warrior. It looks like I was right. Totally will be dropping his city where this die and Mercury are. Although he does die in the capital. I'm surprised he didn't settle further north to grab the Jade. Nothing new coming out for England this turn. The same with Havoc's Germany, it appears. Over in Rahm's Germany, we just have more SimCitying going on. He's just improving various tiles in his land. As he continues to grow these two cities, very likely more settlers coming. Two builders running out for Apriolo, just improving tiles in his capital, make it grow incredibly quickly and give it a ton of production up front. Nothing new coming out for Lyksy just yet. Does have a settler moving forward though. I wonder if he will be going for this die in Mercury as well. Divine Spark picked up by Rahm's Germany, and it is plus 2 points on this mod, so very, very significant difference on a per district basis between the Germanys. Extra culture from Havoc's Germany though, again the same argument we made between Lyksy and Totally can be said here as well. These civics are going to come much faster for Havoc, so he will very likely get the mausoleum first. Especially on a mirror matchup, the way they've set this up. It isn't a literal perfect mirror, except for these early choices with settlers and builders, and even more so with these pantheons. So it's going to be a very, very big deal very early on. Huge difference between our Aztec players. I do apologize for the temporary loss of audio. My 2-year-old is not appreciating that it is time for her to go to bed. And despite her best efforts to fight it, is falling asleep while I rock her. Huge difference between our England players. Vonholio getting his 3rd city down very quickly. Apriolo's trader coming out. Both England's dropping their docks on the same turn. So they are keeping pace with each other. However, the difference in city count is going to make a big difference soon. Vonholio's 3rd city will be established when Apriolo's will be just building up. So those cities getting online are very important to get done quickly. Both Germany's going for the exact same 3rd settle. Lyksy's Eagle Warrior is surrounded. I wonder if he'll hit it from both sides. That 3rd city of Lyksy's is dropping much further forward than Totaly's. And with a trader in it as well to jump the river. Excellently planned. Definitely a large difference between both teams. Have to wonder what each one is planning to do. However, it does appear like Lyksy is engineering his night rush again. But it just doesn't seem like OP. They've done something different pretty much constantly. I can't imagine them pulling out the same trick again. So I wonder if they're going to, I don't know, maybe they're planning on TCL thinking a night rush is coming again and switching into something different. I don't know, but I'm very interested to see whatever it is that they have planned. Trader coming out for Havoc. His is significantly later, sends it to Ulm. Nothing new for Vonholio just yet. He's just focused on getting those docks up to get that early gold generation for his team. Meanwhile, Lyksy's Eagle Warrior is getting bashed relatively hard here. Vonholio's support warrior coming in here as well. This could be a lot of pressure for Lyksy, especially if promotions go off on these Eagle Warriors as the 3rd follows in. Does have a slinger coming out, though, likely to turn into an archer very soon. Apriolo's third settler coming out now, probably to settle that orange city. But it is going to be just building up, while Vonholio's third is already established, already is getting that dock done. A scout coming out of Havoc's Germany, while he settles his third city, and Rahm will as well, most likely, with another settler coming out for Rahm. Builders moving around, this one getting ready to help the third city. It does appear that Rahm's city count is going to jump significantly faster than Havoc's. Trader making that road across one of the rivers for Lyksy. This road will let Lyksy jump the river from his capital and the one just outside this city, so reinforcements will come incredibly quickly for it. Be a big difference. This Eagle Warrior will not do much to this Fortified across the river and on a hill, as Fortified is +6, River is +5 to the Defender, and being on a hill is another +3 to the Defender. So that is +14 combat strength to this Eagle Warrior if it's attacked from the one on the rice. It'll have to be this one here in the flatlands that hits it. One dock finishing for Vonholio, getting that important gold up, but Apriolo's is done as well. And he is not focused on getting his out in Bradford as Vonholio did with Bristol, as well as Manchester. Would be a definite difference in the gold between these players, but maybe they're sending their gold elsewhere, we don't know. It's something we can't really keep track of very well. Starting at about turn 30, we will be viewing the demographs every 10 turns, as well as checking the gold per turn on the 5 of every 10 turns. So 35, 45, etc. This way we're not spending too long staring at different screens and we don't miss something important going on in the action here. Rahm's fourth city is actually heading down towards Madelberg. I wonder if it's going to be over here, maybe? Lots of tile improvements coming out for Lyksy. Encampment's probably paused one turn off. Totaly's third settler is heading for a back settle, likely mirroring Lyksy's back settle. Fourth city coming out for Vonholio as well, relatively early. Meanwhile, Havoc's Germany does not have a fourth settler out just yet. These two warriors just having the Cold War of their lives. However, Apriolo's warrior is going to skirt along, I presume, these floodplains here. I wanted to call them flatlands for some reason, there's so much flat in a row. But it will go unseen and will sneak in, but this scout is likely heading in the same direction. Another slinger coming out, so he is prepared for these warriors to come. These will be made into archers, I assume. There's no reason for them not to be when the eagles show up. You have to remember that Lyksy took a culture-related Pantheon and totally took the production one. So that means mercenaries will come faster to Lyksy, will come faster to Havoc's Germany if he needs it. Havoc's Germany will also reach the mausoleum faster to be able to drop that down. These are all very important things to take note of in the back of your mind as the match progresses, because Mausoleum gives double Admiral and double Engineer uses, which is absolutely huge throughout the game. There are several Engineers that add Wonder production to get Wonders done faster. Fourth Settler coming out for Lyksy on this turn as well. And also with that, there are of course the Space Race Engineers. Getting an extra use off of those is absolutely amazing to get. And of course is completely game-changing in my opinion. This settler looks like it will be going for either, I'm assuming, the Spice Settle in the south because it is heading south. It does not look like it's heading for either of the back science settles campuses. Meanwhile in Havoc's Germany, still no settler coming out. That is kind of concerning because if Rahm gets more cities set up, that means he will be able to drop more Hanses sooner, because those cities will be established with population in order to produce them much quicker because they are working more tiles. This settler coming out of Lyksy is moving forward though. I wonder where this one is going, if it is going to go all the way up to, say, this tile here, and send another trader back, since he's shown that habit and desire already with this settle here, allowing him to skip rivers with his troops if they follow the road. Orange settle is down as well for Apriolo. He is continuing to improve tiles with these builders, getting these cities to grow as quick as he can. However, 2 of the harbors are done for Vonholio's team. In Vonholio's England specifically, so no commercials are down just yet, but that is a lot more gold adding up for a big difference overall. Like, it might be a +3 or a +2 harbor right now, but over 10, if he has that sooner than Apriolo over, say, 10 turns, that's a difference of 30 gold. Well, what's 30 gold in this game? Well, a monument only costs 120. That's an extra monument they can purchase, or that's almost a third of the cost to upgrade an archer to a crossbowman. So it all adds up very quickly depending on what your team is going to use that gold for. Because this isn't just, 3 one-on-ones, top, mid, and bottom. This is 3-on-3, where each player's decisions heavily impact the other two. Trader coming out for Totally's Aztec, getting his road established as well. He low rolls the top Eagle Warrior and it gets to promote. Oh my goodness. But totally revealing to us watching that Lyksy does have first moves on him. This could be huge in war later on. That's very interesting. Totally may settle in a different spot than we originally thought. Gonna have to keep an eye on where that settler is going. I'm fully convinced that Vonholio's fourth city is going to be right below the spice. Going to get his 5 harbor cities established here very early so that they have very healthy populations to work all the various tiles as he improves them quickly, and then likely reaching out to the Galapagos and back to his 2+4 campuses in the back. Rahm has another settler moving around, commercial starting to drop. Definitely interesting. Scout moving up as well, Havoc wanting to see the city placements. Another settler coming out for Havoc, moving back, likely going in the same place Frankfurt is. Both German players likely have fully mapped out exactly where they want their Hansas. So we're very likely to see some very precise placements. Got to see production in the hands of Vonholio before Apriolo, and he does have fishing boat improvements, so we could see him take a notable lead over Apriolo with these several turns ahead of him production. We don't know how long he'll hold that lead, but every turn is just compounding the interest there. Slingers are made into archers. This one is held. Encampment is finished. Taking a look at the Great People, Sun Tzu is first. That encampment finished this turn. No other districts are complete other than the harbors, with Vonholio leading with triple the admiral points a turn over Apriolo. Encampment now just having started for totally. We may see these players fight for generals here. Would definitely be interesting to see. Commercial hub going down. He's very likely building up the pentagram here. I'm wondering why he sent the settler back though instead, if he's focusing on this pentagram. Rahm, however, has, oh my goodness, more settlers coming out. His cities are going to come very quickly. Cities 4, 5, and 6. He is going to have a significant city lead over Havoc's Germany here. Another 2 settlers coming out for Apriolo. So he's going to get his bay established as well. Galley coming out for Vonholio. That's going to begin scouting around. Hopefully Apriolo will have his boats in the water as well. As it'd just be annoying to get all that free vision for TCL's team. One galley isn't that big of a threat, let's be honest. But this game is also about controlling the enemy's information. And you're absolutely right, Tom Brady. This is the first game so far in this tournament that we've had a completely mirrored lineup, where it's Germany against Germany, England and England. Well, England are always in the middle, but Aztec and Aztec on the same side as well. I wonder if we're going to see some horsemen come out of Lyksy's capital as well, just to berate these warriors a little harder as this Eagle Warrior retreats to the safety of these archers. I can't say I agree with you there, Tom Raider, because the Aztec amenity bonus is only to attack. It's not a raw combat strength increase or defending as well. So it is just as devastating as it could be regardless of the civ on the bottom, because we've already seen that Lyksy can first move on totally, which gives him a significant advantage there. Now, if totally can score a handful of fast moves against Lyksy as well, it'll be a relatively balanced lane. It'll just have to come down to the individual skill of these players. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. And Totally's third city here in the back is on a different tile than Lyksy's. I wonder what the decision making went for both of these players to make that decision. It's a one tile difference, but depending on the extra tiles that are grabbed, maybe it's reaching extra lucks. Lyksy's hitting the pearls as well as the diamonds, while Totally's is hitting the diamonds. His can hit the pearls. It's 3 tiles away, but it's going to be a lot longer. Another settler coming out for Havoc's Germany, immediately moving it forward. Lyksy lining his archers up for when these Eagle Warriors cross the river. They are going to be bombarded immediately. However, archers are coming out of totally as well, both players having that encampment. Lyksy is ahead on the great points per turn, but it's only by 3, and we may see some projects come out of both players to secure those generals. 4th city coming down, 1st Admiral out to Vonholio as expected. He's just continuing to improve these tiles. There's likely another settler on the way. 1st commercial hub complete, 5th city going down shortly for Havoc. 5 cities down for Rahm. Some districts going down. Campus will be up shortly. Commercial has not been completed. Throwing down a commercial in Trier as well. City 6 going down very shortly. Rahm may not hold this lead as long as we believed. Cities 4 and 5 for Apriolo will be dropped very soon. Definitely a big difference between our Aztec players and city placement here. Lyksy opting to be much more aggressive. Another settler coming out for Lyksy, looking to get all of his amenities online. Getting an early 3 campus here, that'll give him a big lead over totally, as well as just the raw population count from his cities, because population does translate into science and culture a turn. It's very important to be remembering that. 2nd galley has been out for Vonholio as well for a couple turns now, which means he has the boost for shipbuilding. Another campus coming down for Rahm as well, looking to get that science lead over Havoc for sure. Neither of these Germanys is going to be risking their position of simming away just to try and mess with the other, it looks like. So definitely the action is going to be over on the bottom side of the map. Vonholio getting his 2nd spice settle up, it looks like. However, we'll see that next turn if this settler moves to the Galapagos Island or not. Although I don't think it will. I think it will go to the spice settle just to get his bay fully established. Now, warranted the Galapagos settle on this tile to give it fresh water is absolutely wonderful. It'll grow very quickly. It's a good mid-game city as well because of all the growth it gets. Because there are a lot of really good tiles on it too. Make it grow with a really big population. You can put 2 citizens in that campus later on, as well as working all of these big plus science tiles. It looks like this settler will be a forward settle. We're going to have to keep an eye on the great general points. Commercials coming down for Lyksy as well as campuses, so he's pre-dropping his districts and building them up. Lyksy definitely has time. It looks like he's going to be shooting this Eagle Warrior across and kills it before totally can react. These archers are going to make it very difficult for totally to do anything with those Eagle Warriors. He's going to have to bring a lot more forward. The scout sneaking around the north side though could get some damage in, but Apriolo's warrior is here. It needs to move up and guard this area so that the scout cannot get by for free. Got to see culture coming out for Apriolo. So Apriolo will hit those all-important civics like naval tradition and guilds much faster than Vonholio will with his production. But his cities will be built up faster. Third warrior coming out for totally here. May see some good harassment come down in our mid game. Vonholio really looking to get that economy established, but so is Apriolo. 6 cities down for Rahm's Germany already. Only 5 for Havoc. This could be a big deal later on, but we'll have to see the cost effectiveness of Havoc not making these cities as fast. Definitely interested to seeing how far forward this settler is going to go. I wonder if he's going to move it all the way up here to get a road over this river and that one into the encampment. Have really fast reinforcements streaming on. And the camera goes wild into the bottom right corner as we return to take a look around. Apriolo's England is just doing what the England players should be doing, getting these commercials and docks next to each other on either side of the bay, which will make these +8s and +8s on the left on this side by the spice cities and +6s across the river. Both players are doing this, so they will have absolutely wonderful gold per turn from this, especially with the Naval Tradition card and the Guilds card for the 100% adjacency bonus to both harbors and commercial hubs. They'll be generating so much gold for their team, and it's going to become very important when the units start getting upgraded or we're buying monuments or other improvements in our cities, as opposed to trying to hard build them, I'm sorry. Biggest difference is definitely the city count between the Germanys though. Oh my goodness. However, commercial hub placement for Havoc is different than Rahm's. Definitely interested in seeing how the Hansas turn out between these two players then. Great news, everyone. My 2-year-old is asleep. She just got tuckered out today, big day. Just like we're all having today with this wonderful match between these two teams. Builder being purchased by Rahm's Germany. Actually, it looks like this was not purchased. It was just a delay of his loading into the turn. Moved immediately, which units purchased cannot. Neither England neglecting to improve iron. Taking a look, it is past turn 31, and I do owe you all demographs, so here they are. Havoc's Germany actually has the highest population right now in the game. In terms of production, however, Rahm's Germany is ahead of him. The average is only 40, so he's not too far ahead. And I wish this mod showed that each player's instead of just the best and the average. But it is still nice to see that. In terms of military strength, totally is in the lead, along with faith, but faith comes from so many extra tiles with the Pantheons the way they are in this mod. In terms of culture, Havoc's Germany is in the lead in terms of cultures completed. And of course culture per turn, because he does have a lot of pastures improved with that culture for the open sky. But in terms of science, Lyksy is actually in the lead, but not by much. Archer's moving forward along with his settler. Sun Tzu does go to totally. And Aethelfeld is next, instantly creates a knight unit that could be really big to pick up. Lyksy does need a general because a classical general is bearing down on him. Lyksy's archers are moving forward to try and pressure this Eagle Warrior to get out. And it looks like this settle is going to mirror Lyksy's for that +3 campus. Oh, Vonholio does shift that settler to the Galapagos Island. I'm very interested to see where he chooses to settle it, either on the Mercury or on to the Freshwater Hill. Scout coming out for Rahm. His campuses are complete that he's chosen to build, so he is getting scientist points a turn. And it's currently the only player getting scientist points a turn. There was no... Hypatia got skipped because of how long... Oh, I apologize. Hypatia simply didn't happen. She's been in every other match, so I was wondering if the mod had forced Hypatia to be there. But I guess that is not the case. Hans is coming down for Rahm's Germany. How is Havoc there as well? There are no Hanses down yet for Havoc's Germany. I hope he is not too far behind. Just more commercial hubs. He needs to get those Hondas up as quick as possible so we can start competing for engineers. This general is still not moving forward. hasn't moved forward, it's just up to the second city, but totally is moving his archers forward along with the settler here. Meanwhile, Lyksy's archers are barreling down onto this Eagle Warrior. As another settler comes out, we could see more forward settling out of Lyksy. He is also back settling in the process. However, he does need either some more military units to stave off the archers with the general, because I'm assuming many more units are going to follow this general. Or he needs to get more builders out to start improving these tiles. He has got to get his land improved so he can make the most of this city lead while he can, because Totally will not let him walk away with so many more cities than him for long, I assume. But Totally is only on 3 cities compared to Lyksy's 6, soon to be 8. Tons of builders running around for Rahm's Germany. More Hans is getting dropped down. These will be completed long before these commercials are. More tiles getting improved. Scout has not moved just yet. We will find out in about 2 turns where this settler is going to be going. Game is definitely picking up the pace now. It's always slow in the early game. Quadream coming out for Vonholio, getting just a couple pre-built for that frigate timing, just in case there is a big surge out of Apriolo and he absolutely needs them. Second galley coming out, so it's likely Apriolo is working on shipbuilding, or he's using that just to finish it up. Traders coming out, he's getting his economy rolling. Only 1 trader for Vonholio still. He needs to get his trade routes going. Take the absolute advantage of this England play. England getting those extra trade routes is just absolutely wonderful. Totally is very far behind in terms of science to Lyksy, simply because Lyksy has all these extra cities, and that's just free culture and science. You'd think it's not a big deal, but it adds up very quickly. In 2 turns, we will be taking a look at the gold per turn for each player along with their strategics. There aren't too many to access this early. Sure, there's horses and iron, but I doubt. We have seen mines on both England's iron tiles, at least for one of them. So there is iron available for each of those teams, because all the players are familiar with the map, so they know where that iron is. More commercials coming down for Lyksy. He's just establishing his economy now. Just dropping more cities. Oh my goodness. No new settlers coming out of Rahm's Germany just yet. He's just focused on getting these Hanses set up. And they look like little baby ones right now, +1 through +5. But once those commercials finish up and other improvements get made, those are going to explode in growth, especially when Guilds rolls around. But Havoc will hit Guilds first, so that could make up the difference that his Hanses are a little bit later than Rahm's. He will get that double value much sooner. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how that plays out. Classical General is moving forward. And take a quick look, and a project was indeed made by Lyksy's Montezuma. He definitely wants that general. Lyksy's city count is just outright explosive compared to Totaly's. Next turn, he definitely needs to mosey along and get more settlers rolling out. And +5 Hansa already for the capital here. I'm going to explode Rahm's growth, as we see in any Germany player, and we all know it. Hansas are just so powerful, especially on this map. We do have horses coming out of Lyksy. Nothing beyond these 3 archers from Totally, though, not wanting to too heavily invest in this. I wonder, though, if these archers are going to try and hold this bottom river as well. I'm very interested to see where the settler is going. Is he's going to drop it maybe here on this floodplain to give it the silver access, the hill, and of course the +6 campus. Would have jade on it as well. Even though it's flat, it's still good. With the copper mine back here, sheep can reach 3, yeah. There are definitely good tiles, rice as well for good growth. Very defendable as well. There we go, river crossing here into it. Of course, a rice tile here. It's very easy to defend, so builders coming out for Lyksy's, improving his tiles now behind all of these settler pumping. So many settlers. He's going to have so many luxuries. We're going to be looking at that next turn to see what he's working with now while we try to plan what he'll be working with in the future along with the other Aztec. Hansa in the middle here actually with a commercial off to the side. More builders coming out all over the place for Lyksy. Definitely focused on getting all of these luxuries up. However, it is turn 35, and since there is no combat going down, we are most definitely going to be looking at, really quick, the great people, because Rahm's Germany did secure Arbada. Probably pronounced that wrong really badly, but hey. Abu was the next one. Absolutely wonderful scientist, especially if you can send it with your army. No one is fighting him for these scientists, and he's at almost 7 points a turn. No more projects coming out of Lyksy yet. And Apriolo actually passing, and so is Havoc. They passed the Admiral, so we're not going to see any Admirals for a long time. A lot of traders coming out of Apriolo's England here as he gets all these trade routes set up. And once he has all these trading posts set up in his cities, all of his cities are probably going to trade with Germany as well as Vonholio's. Because once you have a trading post set up, that extends how far you can send your trade routes as they pass through a trading post that count resets. So you're going to see a bunch of some ludicrously long trade routes going through your empire from all the way to the Germany, to his best Hansa city, just to milk it for all of that amazing production for your city. And it looks like Totally is going to be settling either on this flat tile here, or I'm not too sure where if he's not going to settle here. He could settle right where he is now, the sheep and the copper. The jade, nope, moving it back up to the sheep, linking it as well. Lyksy's archers are promoted, though, and could cause a lot of damage. Horse coming up. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the match as much as the rest of us are here today. We're all just having a blast coming out and supporting these teams as they give it their all to represent their communities in this wonderful tournament. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the match as much as the rest of us are here today. having an absolutely wonderful time coming out and supporting these players. I know they appreciate it as well. Still, no Hanses out for Havoc's Germany. This is very, very late. He is getting an entertainment complex, though, so there will be a Coliseum down on this flat tile. And I do not see an entertainment center coming out for Rahm's Germany. He does pick up Jianquan, the merchant. I will show you what he does here in a second. Increases your trade route capacity by 1. Trade routes to this city provide +2 gold to both cities. Oh my god, someone's gold is about to go insane. And it is going to go to his capital. That is just absolutely ludicrous. He's going to have a huge Hansa there as well. So all of the trade routes going there are going to be out of control. Oh, Vonholio does settle on the fresh water here. It's going to be a nice forward base for him to upgrade in, and it's going to build up very quickly. Especially if he buys this 4-1 banana, as well as the 3-1-3 pig. It's actually truffles, we all know it, but hey, who's actually counting, right? And this will make it... Oh, we do have a pause. We do have a disconnect drop from Apriolo, who will be returning. Thank you, Under, very much for the host. I do appreciate it. Alright, we are doing a reload on turn 36. I will be doing the auto save, but I am quick saving just in case. Amusingly enough, I got getting back in. So weird, 34 is after 36, but it's time-stamped earlier. I, amusingly enough, got a Firaxis crash trying to get to the main menu. So I had to reboot Civ 6. The lobby's up though, guys. Yeah, I say that. That was done because I had to go poke Tom because people were randomly joining this channel and wanting to get in on the cast, I guess. But the slots are all locked because I loaded the autosave, so there won't be any issues. Go ahead and join on in, and we'll get this kicked off. Just ready up when you're ready. Just waiting for Vonholio to ready up here, and we'll get back into the scan. I do apologize if the menu volume is a little loud for you guys, but this is with it turned down to 30%. Wishing both teams good luck and to have fun with this great tournament map here. Having a great game between very competent players here in the semifinals of the TCL. And after this, the winner will move on to face
From the first stirrings of life
Team Sun
beneath
Z
water, to
from
great
the
beast
Civ Players
Stone
League's
Age,
clan of
to
Sun Z.
man taking his first upright steps. You have
And
come far.
that team is represented
Now
by
begins your
Blade
greatest
7,
quest.
Philly Boy, and
From
Harambe.
this early
And they are
cradle of
very patiently
civilization
waiting to
on
see which of
towards
these
the
teams
stars.
will establish complete
There
dominance
will be
over
those
the
who
other.
underestimate you, but you are cunning and full of tricks, Queen Cleopatra. Your charm will establish indestructible alliances with the strongest leaders of the world. Keep your friends close by your side, and you will find your
Again, I do apologize, but with the Observer mod, this does take a little while longer to load in because it's having the mod itself manually reveals each tile one by one to me so that I'm able to see the map that the way I am. Get our map re-shrunk and our research and civics hidden once again. Because I know as much as you guys are really interested in seeing this Gigantor minimap take up like a fourth of my screen. His Hondas are already getting a little bit bigger. Entertainment complex is down as well as a commercial hub. So we will see a Coliseum from Havoc. That settler will be going for the Spice City. So there will be a bit of a lead in science on Vonholio over Apriolo, because the Galapagos Island tile, this 4112, is definitely going to be worked. The sheer city count though from Lyksy's Aztec, my goodness, totally, you need to make more settlers, man. There's one coming out now for his 4th city. But the difference in economy is going to be huge here. Even more builders coming out for Lyksy as he continues to improve tiles, continues to improve amenities, and while players are finishing up their load in turn, we're going to be taking a look at, from top to bottom, gold per turn as well as amenities. And this is our Red England, who is played by Apriolo for Clan OP. 107 gold per turn on turn 36. Very well done, sir. Has both irons online for his team. And with Vonholio's England, let's see how he's doing. 25 gold a turn. Does have another amenity, both irons online. Definitely need to get that gold up, my friends. Your team needs it. Rahm's Germany at 38 a turn with 6 amenities online. Havoc's Germany at 29 a turn with 4 amenities online. Has a horse and an iron up. Gonna take a quick look at Rahm's. He did not improve his horse. Okay, I did see that right. Meanwhile, with Lyksy's Aztec, only 4 amenities right now and only 12 gold a turn, does have a horse online. But with Totally's Aztec, 17 a turn and 5 amenities, so he does have the luxury bonus advantage over Lyksy. He also has a classical general moving up with a builder and a settler in these archers. Now, for those of you who don't know, archers still count as ancient era ranged units. Lyksy needs to get eyes on this enemy unit movement on the other side of the desert here, and he will see it very shortly. Builders moving around, getting tiles improved for Vonholio's cities, but he needs more traders. There's just so much more he can be doing with all those traders, getting more gold for his team. Havoc has got a few traders running around as he continues to get these commercials built up. He needs to get Hans's, he needs to get those dropped. There's a +6 Hansa done. A +1 over there. Of course, that will continue to improve. Oof, Rahm's capital, Hansa, is already at a 10. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the match as much as I am and the rest of us here are today, between these two excellent teams as these players duke it out. Definite military advantage coming out of Totally for now, but he is only on 3 cities. Soon to be a 4th and 5th as the settler moves forward as well. But Lyksy is already on 8 cities, I'm sorry. Math is hard. A lot of builders running around for Lyksy right now, getting more tiles, more luxuries online. By the time this force gets anywhere, it's going to be too late to make any aggressive moves. He'll have so much production in these cities. And these archers will be slowing things down, even if there are only 3 of them, 2 of them up front. +5. Another +5. Hanses are coming online for Havoc, but they are significantly later, and because of that they're not getting their bonuses and not being as strong sooner as they were with Rahm's Germany. This is a significant difference, and it will show in the mid and later game. Rahm also has great spark. Oh, significantly more points a turn for the engineers still, and that's only going to increase in difference. Meanwhile, the next general is going to go to Lyksy in a couple of turns here, unless it's heavily projected. Rahm does have a harbor online, though, so he will also be shifting the admirals along eventually. Next merchant is going to be Piero de Bardi, and that will probably be going to Rahm's Germany unless projects are done, because he's going to have more and more commercials come online. Meanwhile, Havoc Scout is getting bashed by a warrior and presumably the scout very soon. If this scout can get pillages on these Hanses, it will be absolutely huge for Havoc. He needs something to let him catch up to Rahm. Rahm is still ahead in city count, however that will change soon as the settler moves out to settle the 6th city. But it won't be long before these are all done and Rahm begins making more settlers for more cities, for more Hanses. So this is going to snowball quite effectively for him. And the very huge difference in gold between Apriolo and Vonholio is absolutely insane. And that's going to turn into a huge difference as improvements are bought for the Germany player. The forward city going down to secure the +6 campus for Team TLC and Totally here, doing an excellent job securing the mid-ground here at this halfway point between both of them. Forces Lyksy back by killing his archers off. Lyksy does know it's coming though and is making a couple of chariots. He has one out now, more to follow I am sure. Apriolo does need to get his galleys positioned though. There's an admiral on the top one and this one's coming in as well. Any pillages on these fishing tiles is going to be a really big deal, because those are builder charges needing to be used to fix that issue, in addition to the fact that it will also disrupt his economy. Anything to slow down Team OP needs to happen. They have a huge economic lead right now and totally does not have enough units to actually push Lyksy down. The production in cities are just too good on this map for that. Another settler coming out for totally. He needs to get more cities down, not just forward, but all around as well. He needs to get more amenities online because the longer he waits, the more amenities are coming online for Lyksy's Aztec. And that's going to be a huge difference. The difference in cities is just absolutely enormous right now. He needs to get this back online. He needs to take control of his situation. He does have the middle plant. He needs to fill out his land and build up. However, he needs to be aware that a night timing could be coming. He needs to find a way to scout this out. But he simply doesn't have the city count to produce the military needed to fight off this incoming timing attack. And with the gold difference between Apriolo and Vonholio, it could very well be a huge problem for him. Mausoleum under construction for Rahm. No harbor for Havoc's Germany. He's going for Colosseum. Looking to see if Vonholio is producing it. No, the rice tile is still here. Oh my goodness. Rahm is going to get Mausoleum for free. It looks like it will be uncontested. That is part of the problem with having these Germanies mirror each other. There's absolutely no pressure on either German player. They're going to Sim City their minds away. Warrior coming out of Trier, trying to bash this scout, but it just promotes. If it can get on these Hansas, something needs to happen for Havoc. He has to make something out of this situation. Unsure as to where this settler will be going. I thought it would go somewhere down here in order to complete this pentagram to get more Hansas and commercials in on this very tight grouping. But I guess that will not be the case. Quite a few tile improvements not done for Vonholio. Has hard switched into something else. I wonder if it's settlers or traders to get his economy rolling. I'm sure this team for TCL has a plan in mind. They're just trying to figure out exactly how they want to go about it. More chariots coming forward, getting ready to be upgraded. Taking a quick look at the demographs as it is turn 40. Oh no, the scout did get bashed by all of these units. Really hoping to see a pillage come out. Havoc is still leading in population even with only 5 cities. And thank you, Real, for pointing that out, that Divine Spark only applies to those districts. But it will certainly help Rahm secure those scientists throughout the game. 135 production from Rahm's Germany. The average is 73. So he's not quite double just yet. 132.4 gold per turn right now in Apriolo, with the average only being at 46. Military strength is still low across the board right now, with 177 leading. Culture and science is being led by Havoc right now, but I imagine that's not by too great a margin. More horses coming forward for totally. He simply does not have enough cities. There's more settlers coming out. But I am worried that this might be a little too late. He needs to get units on the board because Lyksy is making chariots. And he's going to have the gold to do this. In case we missed any great people get picked up, none have just yet. The next scientist coming out is still Abu. And Rahm is just running away with all of the scientists this game. I do hear horses moving. Horses are moving forward a little bit and fortifying. This one moving to the hill here on the sheep to get the best vision possible. Sun Tzu being sent forward to scout. If he gets booted, it won't be that far to home. Lyksy does need to identify this generals here and get rid of it before it can scout his chariots. Settler continuing to move forward. We're having a 6-city Vonholio against a 5-city Apriolo, but the difference in economy is absolutely huge. Trade routes are just now coming online for Vonholio. His economy is just so far behind. He needs to make something happen with this. He has to make a difference. And it looks like Havoc's settler is coming up here, presumably to eventually drop a harbor for Mausoleum. But little known to him that it is almost complete by Rahm. Another settler coming out. 2 settlers coming out. Taking a look at the Hanses for the German players. Between 4 and 10 now for Rahm. Let's check and see what Havoc is working with. Has workshops built already. Not as good coming out of Havoc just yet. He has more tiles to improve, more districts to drop to really get those adjacencies to soar. Apriolo is sending a settler out to the Galapagos settle and another one down here, likely to this tile here by the silver or on the silver itself. Yeah, it would have to be on the silver or over here, and it looks like it's just going to go to the silver. More cities need to come at it totally. I've said it turn to turn now. He has got to drop these cities. Eithelfeld is going to Lyksy. The next general will be Adolphus of the Renaissance era. Creates a bombard for those of you who do not know, and it does have a promotion for free. Bishang will be picked up by Rahm's Germany soon. He has double of Havoc's points a turn. He has got to get this online. He has to get back in this. With Mausoleum coming online, he has to steal as many engineers as feasibly possible. Havoc only has a couple of campuses down, and Mausoleum is complete. Zhang He does go to Rahm for the Admiral. The next Admiral will be Francis Drake, and that will be picked up by... It appears Apriolo first. He will have the point lead over Vonholio. More settlers coming out for Rahm. He's just pumping cities now and doing more sim citying behind this. The German economy is coming online for both of them. But Havoc's is significantly behind. Tons of chariots pouring out of Lyksy cities. He is going to be making these into knights. But with the General Sun Tzu, totally will see it coming, so he does have time to prepare. More settlers pouring out of his cities as well. He needs to get these cities established. He needs traders. He needs them pre-built so he can send them forward for roads. He has got to get this under control. He needs a defense ready, and what he has now will not cut it at all. plenty of trade routes going in Havoc's Germany. He's doing a good job of keeping on top of that. Not as many trade routes going for Rahm's Germany just yet, but he does have a significant lead, so we can afford to do so, especially with Apriolo making all the money in the world for his team. Gold is absolutely huge in this game, especially when you start looking at upgrading units. To upgrade a unit up a tier in terms of to its next unit, like Horseman to Cav, Chariot to Knight, you're only paying 0.75 of the cost per production. Whereas you're paying 4 times it per production if you buy the unit outright. And you waste tons of hammers making it from scratch. You could take 6 turns, 12 turns, who knows, even more. Depending on the production of your city, it's going to be different everywhere. Walls coming up in Lyksy's forward city in... Yeah, that one. I'm not going to butcher that one. I'm not going to limit the amount of cultures I insult in one day here. Sorry if you are Aztec to some degree. If you can pronounce these, by all means, send me a private message. Love to hear it. Settlers are spreading out for totally getting more cities down. He needs to catch up to Lyksy's Aztec. In 2 turns, we're going to be taking a look at the gold per turn again, see if Vonholio is doing okay in the catch-up game. More Hansas going down in these side cities for Havoc. More settlers coming out for Apriolo. He is just going to be getting more and more cities, more traders pouring out. He is just completely on top of his game in terms of managing his economy. He's doing an excellent job here with this. Who knows how many monuments have been purchased, tiles have been purchased. Yep. As you were pointing out in chat, Rolf, the Hansas are not as strong coming from Havoc's Germany as opposed to Rahm's. His are +6s and +8s at the moment, with a handful of 4. That one is still a +1. He's got to get that fixed. There is not a Hansa in Mainz just yet. Just the campus there. Definitely has to get these online. Bishang has been picked up as expected. Rahm is just eating up a lot of the great people. Has 4 of this. What, 8? 7, I apologize. I cannot count apparently. Mamar Sanan will be the next engineer picked up. +1 housing, +1 amenity. The amenity is really negligible on this map. There are just so many of them. Meanwhile, Rahm's settlers are spreading out to the 4 winds, getting ready to go. That mausoleum is going to be absolutely huge throughout this game. Look at all of these chariots, and more are likely coming as well. He only has 1 archer, though, to pair as a crossbow, should he choose to want that. Let's take a quick look and see if there are any more projects coming, and it looks like no, there are not. Neither Aztec player in a hurry to scoop a Renaissance general just yet. Lyksy getting his formations ready here on this river. Sees the general and wonders how much is behind it. If he had had a horse or a scout or anything on this hill here, he would have seen that there is nothing behind this general and he could have just snatched it up. Goes back to what I've said every game so far in this tournament. Scouting is key. Industrial zone going down for Vonholio as well. Needs to continue pushing himself forward here. Havoc needs to do something. Has a chariot actually. Is he actually going to try and attack or harass Rahm at all? I'm sorry. It's not going to work. His production's so high the minute he sees units. He probably one-turns just about everything he has at tech. All of England's trade routes, because of the trading posts that have already been set up, are now able to trade into Rahm's capital, which means Apriolo's production is absolutely absurd. Each of those trade routes are very likely returning as much as 6 production apiece. Also, the fact that that merchant was popped for the +2 gold to both cities per trade route, which means Rahm's gold as well as Apriolo's is going to get way out of control now. Next turn we will be taking a look at that. Abu is picked up. Next scientist is Châtelet from the Renaissance era for the 3 random Eurekas. Chariot starting to come from totally as well. He must be approaching night tech. Trade route appearing in the forward city from our Aztec player totally. More cities starting to drop, but he is behind the curve still. Entertainment complex still is not finished. +4 Hansa coming out in maidens finally. Havoc has got to get on the ball with his Hansas. They are not as strong as Rahm's, and that is going to make a huge difference later on. Theater Square actually coming down from some of Rahm's cities as well. His culture is going to get way out of hand, and he's going to be using those great works to propel his culture even farther forward. No knights just yet, likely waiting for that mercenary card, which he will get long before Totally does because of the difference in their Pantheon choices. Every point of culture does make a really big difference on the per turn basis of picking up these civics, especially the sooner you get it. Lyksy's night push is going to have to be quite strong here if he's going to make a really good cut. If he can secure even these first 2 cities off of Totally, it would make a huge difference. Especially since this forward one in Chalco is already worked on and has builders spent on it. More chariots moving up, getting ready. No more settlers coming out of Vonholio here. I do apologize for a turn late on checking the gold per turn. I was trying to keep up on all the SimCitying going on. And more settlers coming out of Rahm. Oh my goodness. His city count is going to explode. We're going to take a quick look at the demographics going from top to bottom as always. Apriolo's England has 133 gold a turn. Vonholio's England has 60 a turn. Definitely a really big difference there. That's going to become more and more apparent as time goes on. Rahm's Germany at 45. Havoc's Germany is at 46, so they are keeping very close to one another there in terms of gold economy. Meanwhile, in Lyksy's lands down there with the Aztec, he has 9 amenities online and 10 gold a turn. While Totaly's Aztec has 6 luxuries and 15 a turn. There's a huge difference there. Totally has to get more luxuries online if he hopes to stand a chance against this coming attack. At the very least, his ranged units will put a pounding into Lyksy's units. But he needs to get more units online. More settlers pouring out for Apriolo as well. All these players are getting their city counts up and up. Lyksy, however, has not made a settler in quite some time, quite intent on making his chariots and just getting tons of builders out with along with these districts online in terms of these commercials and a handful of campuses. Taking a quick look here in terms of the great people points. Not much going on with the general just yet. Both players only have 1 encampment apiece. Both of our England players are freezing the Admiral once again at Francis Drake. Engineer is likely to be picked up by Rahm. However, the gap has closed at 5.8 and 7 a turn. Even Vonholio's England is competing a little bit there, but projects will likely happen to secure those. Jacob Fugger for the Merchant will be picked up. Oh, we don't know. It will be picked up by Rahm unless projects are produced. In terms of the Scientist, 10.5 a turn and 7 a turn. Havoc can take it if he does projects, but he may not want to because who knows if Newton is around the corner. Giving Newton to either Germany is absolutely devastating to the one who does not get it for obvious reasons. Lots of chariots coming out of Totally cities. Ever since Lyksy pulled off of that first night push, everyone has been, oh my god, what the hell here? And has really been buckling in. Coliseum is dropped for Havoc. Let's see if he gets it. I do not see it being contested at all by Rahm. So that will be a really big culture boost for Havoc in addition to his culture pantheon. But with Rahm deciding to produce these theater districts, that culture lead may not be as big down the road. Especially with his explosive city count now. Cities 9 and 10 in the forms of settlers walking forward. Oh, compared to Havoc's 5, my goodness, he needs to get more cities down. He has to get them improved. Rahm will run away with this game in terms of science and the engineers if he does not start to contest this. Apriolo is settling a bunch of cities as well. 8 cities down, number 9 and 10 are running back, going to be those science cities more than likely. And even Lyksy has a pretty big city lead, but not as big now because of the sheer volume of settlers produced by Totally. Totally has actually caught up in city count, but these cities are all fresh, whereas Lyksy has had these up for quite a while. So Totally definitely playing the catch-up game in terms of economy. However, if Lyksy was planning on doing a night push, I feel it is far too late now, because Totally is prepared. He has chariots running up to the front, and they have a classical general, which is classical and medieval era. But Lyksy has a better transition here with his general starting in the medieval era. So if he were to follow this up with muskets, it would definitely make a big difference. Muskets, however, are significantly slower. Builder coming out in the Galapagos City. Both of them, actually. So these cities will grow very nicely. The city getting settled not on the floodplain, but actually on the stone does grab the better tiles sooner. He will have to spend more money to buy the +4 campus position, however. Totally just getting his units in position as well. However, Lyksy does not appear to be all inning as he did the last time he did this, so I do believe I am absolutely correct in saying that these players are not at all doing the same thing they've done in previous matches. General ducking in and out, not wanting to get scooped. He wants to keep it there as a little spy. I feel it would get done more on this hill here, though. We would see far more. Turn 49 now coming on in. Settler is still running forward. We have builders skirting around. Only one trader for Lyksy still, so his trader outs aren't really very well established. I do feel if he can hurry up and get his trading post sent and then send all of his traders to Apriolo's cities, he can make a ton of gold off of it. And Totally continuing to send more military units to the front. Definitely respecting Lyksy's aggressive nature in previous matches. Tons of traders in Vonholio's capital here being sent out. Very good. He needed those trader outs up and running. Very early workshops coming out of Havoc here. Usually workshops aren't built until later on. Most Germany players referring to rely on the Hansa adjacencies. But I guess he has to help close the gap because his are just not in the same spot. Rahm actually has a holy site down. We're going to take a quick look here and see how far along he is. He's just letting it skirt along on his own, actually getting the bonus from Divine Spark for this as well, so this profit is going to come very quickly. I'm very interested in seeing what he chooses to take as he founds his religion in the coming turns. Taking a quick look at the recruited great people. Merchant Pio de Bardi is actually picked up by Apriolo's England. So the next merchant is going to be Jacob Fugger. We already knew that. I'm getting a little bit silly. Very excited to be casting this match between these teams. Very high skilled players on both sides. Knights being upgraded by Lyksy. The time has come, and he is going to be marching these right into Totaly's face very soon. Hopefully Totally is not far behind in terms of technologies, because we can see that Lyksy has iron of his own. He didn't even need to ask for Apriolo's. These horses are going to be scooping up this general and telling him to go home. But that general will still be there to support these horses. Turn 50, here we go. We are going to be waiting till later on in the turn to check demographs. Do not want to miss any of the action here. General is returning to the horse line here. Knights are beginning to move forward. However, chariots are moving up. Knights could be right around the corner, maybe even this turn. Each player just poising up for now, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the demographs. Rahm's Germany has taken over for population. 232 total production. Well over double the average now. His Hansas are definitely showing their strength. Apriolo is at 215.4 gold a turn in the lead at turn 50. Absolutely astounding. Lyksy is leading the military strength right now and definitely will be after these knight upgrades kick in on the chart. Culture and science is currently in the lead in terms of percentage of the trees done by Lyksy as well. All of those extra cities being down for longer than Totaly's were is starting to show. These cities are established and they are set up and ready to kick units out as well to support this. Whereas Totaly's cities, they just aren't up yet. They're at 2 population, 3 population, his forward being 4. It does have walls, but unless he can upgrade a chariot to give this more city strength, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He needs to get more archers out so he can get the crossbow tech to help support this as well. Crossbows of the luxury bonus are absolutely devastating. Pyramids go down for Rahm's Germany. It looks like it's producing at an alarming rate. Colosseum is not yet done. The economy difference between these players is just absolutely staggering. This is going to be a huge deal moving forward, regardless of the outcome of Lyksy's attack onto Totally. It's not going to make a difference because the economy that Apriolo can supply to Lyksy will help him make and purchase more units to reinforce the front line or in the defense if he gets counterattacked. It's simply not going to make enough of a difference. Totally is not going to have enough gold to upgrade all of these chariots and archers like he's going to need them to be, because his team doesn't have the economy to supply him. Taking a quick look around while those units start to poise up. Settlers coming back for Vonholio, but Apriolo is dominating city count as well compared to him. Cities 7 and 8 coming down for Vonholio soon, whereas Apriolo has 10 cities down and they are all building up. Only 2 of them are really low. More cities coming out for Rahm. He's building them all up at an alarming rate because of those Hansas. It's absolutely insane how much production he has. Lyksy upgraded, but he is choosing not to move these units forward just yet, thinking about the best course of action to take here. He's got to be careful with these horses, though. He's trying to use them on the hills to scout for more information. Knows that there has got to be more behind this. He has a military score high enough. It is close enough to his to be a problem. But he is not deterred by this. He is moving his knights forward inch by inch, tile by tile. These players can look at the demograph screen just as much as I can. And they know that Apriolo is making more gold. They know that they're in control of the science and culture. Lyksy revealing the fact he has knights, forcing totally to withdraw his troops. He has got to withdraw to the river and try to use that to his advantage. He needs that +5 on the defense. He needs the fortified bonus as well, at the very least, until he can get knights of his own. The luxury bonus between them is also very big as well. Taking a look at Lyksy's to see if more have come online. No, he is still running on 9 luxuries, whereas Totally is only running on 6. You might say, hey, that's a difference of 3, but it adds up very quickly, especially as these units pick up promotions. Transitioning to the top of the turn, let us see the military actions coming out of our Aztecs here, as this is where the heat of battle, this is where it's going to take place. This is the front line. Pyramids completed by Rahm. His builders are going to be having that extra charge. It's going to make a huge difference for his economy. Crossbows coming out of Totally choosing to take the defensive role here. He went for machinery instead of getting stirrups, so he will not have knights to defend this with of his own, but he doesn't really need the extra movement per se. Nothing really behind this from Lyksy. He's definitely going to need to make more units if he's going to break this line. Lots of chariots coming up. Night Tech must be around the corner. Cities coming down from Vonholio. No settlers coming out of Havoc's Germany. That is dangerous, especially when Rahm gets these extra cities built up with more Hansas. He has another pocket of Hansas and commercials coming down. making sure that the adjacency bonuses are used to their fullest. Well done. Taking a quick look at the great people to see if anyone was picked up this turn. No, nothing has changed. Crossbow's doing quite a bit of damage to these knights with that amenity bonus. But will it be enough? He has to make the most of this. Looks like he's trying to get Lyksy to come in and stream in one at a time so we can focus these knights down. Not let them get the support bonuses that they need to really stay in the fight. However, if these knights promote, they are very dangerous. They can get +10 against fortified units. So if he continues to take on this fully defensive role, these knights are going to smash through as they promote. Vonholio continuing to work on his economy. These Hondas just are not getting any bigger than +6 with this plus specialist in it, and the +8. They have to be larger than that. It's +20 Hansa coming out. Rahm has guilds, he picks up Kuyan. Yep, Rahm has guilds. His production is going to be out of this world. Taking a look at great people, I did see someone get popped. The next writer is actually going to be Shakespeare. Rahm has passed the scientist. He thinks that Newton may be around the corner. Definitely does not want to hand that over when he knows he is in a dominating position. I'm not too sure why more settlers aren't coming out of Havoc's Germany. He needs to get more Hansas and more cities down. He needs to try and take a more dominant role. I know, I keep saying he needs, but am I wrong? I think they do. Meanwhile, Googling synonyms for he needs. Alright, we're going to switch in requires. Here we go. No more drinking for you, Under. The hell was that black screen I saw? I'm watching on my phone as well, and I saw this black box come out of nowhere. Knights are finally getting promoted, but his team does not have the economy to support this. Religion founded. We're going to take a look at that. God of the Faithful Hammer. Work ethic, 1% for each follower. And Defender of the Faith. Picked up by Rahm. That is going to be absolutely huge when he does to defend any push from the opposing team, which I honestly do not see coming when there are only 6 cities on the board for the opposing Germany. They just don't have the production. No, this 2 settlers moving forward for Lyksy. I saw the one, I did not catch the other one. Another knight getting promoted at the very end of the turn. But there are so many chariots still not upgraded. Lyksy actually choosing to pull back, seeing the promotions. Colosseum is complete for Havoc's Germany. Next turn we will be taking a look at the gold per turn and the amenities for each player. And yes, Zero, this is the Civ players, this is the Civ League's tournament. Their link, you can see, will be scrolling across to the message I have along the bottom of the stream. You will see their Discord there. Well, Lyksy in full retreat almost to his river here. Well, not quite to the river. He is taking up a position on the other side. But he knows this campus has been taken. He can probably just tell from how the map is shaped. He can see the outlines, I'm sure. So he knows that Totally is just milking this +6 campus for everything it's worth. Especially if he has recorded history to turn it into a 12, which he does not have slotted at this time. For those of you that are just joining us, this is between TCL 1 in terms of Havoc is Germany, Vonholio is England, and Totally as Aztec. And they are against Clan OP from the Civ Players League. And they are represented by Rahm as Germany, Apriolo as England, and Lyksy as the Aztecs. And as you can see, this, what we thought was going to be a swift kill perhaps, turned into a Cold War once again, realizing that his knights were just a little too late and really getting in there to push. The crossbowmen plus the knight upgrades were just too much to deal with, he felt. Just wasn't worth it. There is also a walled encampment here to put crossbow shots out as well. However, they don't have the gold to support this. And next turn we'll really be taking a look to see if I'm about to eat my words and they've really got their economy rolling, or if Apriolo is just still mopping the floor with free gold that he's just melted down from all of his extra. Like he's just rolling down the street with a wheelbarrow of it, just tossing it around, making it rain, singing to himself. We are going to keep an eye on the military movements here to see if anything changes before opening that demograph screen. I did see your comment, Artemis, and thank you for pointing that out. I don't mind at all. Hopefully this works enough for your guys' needs. I can zoom in just a little bit more though if need be. It looks like this has truly turned into a Cold War, so we're going to go ahead and look at the demographs. Rahm leading in population. His production is approaching 280 from all of his cities combined. Still over double the average here. Doing an excellent job of maintaining that. Apriolo is at 277 gold a turn. Absolutely incredible job there. Lyksy leading the military strength, but he is pretty much matched by Totaly's Aztec. Culture and science have been completely hijacked by Rahm's Germany, though. Let's take a closer look at this, shall we? 257 gold a turn from Apriolo compared to Vonholio's 120, and we are at turn 55. Meanwhile, Rahm's Germany is making 79 a turn, while Havoc's Germany... Whoopsies. Havoc's Germany, I'm sorry, is making 36, so that difference between the economies is becoming more and more apparent. Only 24 a turn, and 10 amenities coming out of Lyksy's Aztec, compared to Totaly's 24 a turn, and still on 6 amenities. He's got to get that up. No combat going on, so we are going to take another look around. A bunch of ships coming out of Apriolo, getting ready for frigates on the drop of a dime. Little playful banter going on between the players, I'm assuming. A whole bunch of chariots coming out of Rahm. We could see a huge knight push coming, and this will completely blindside Havoc. He does not have the production to match this. handful of ships coming out of Vonholio getting ready for that frigate timing as well. Remember, it does take 8 turns to cross the ocean. So even if the upgrades happen and he crosses, Vonholio will have time if he can scout this out. Scouting is absolutely a must importance in this map type. If you can, wherever you can, hide units to get vision, to see things coming, or to get vital information in. Pillages are just icing on the cake. Builder snatch, icing on the cake. You want information. You just need to know where their troops are, what their troops are. Because Totally managed to scout this coming ahead of time, he was able to mount a sizable defense. Much to my surprise, I didn't think he would be able to get anything up in time. He was on 3 cities for the longest time, and then 4 for far too long in my opinion. Tons of horses coming out for Lyksy. That means cavalry are coming. We are going to look at the tech tree. How close are they? Not even close. But they are on the path, likely approaching printing. Rahm's Germany is already at printing and siege tactics, though it is more likely that he is going the top route here and scooping up Venetian. Nothing just yet for that, but we will keep looking. Not even a harbor out for Havoc's Germany. Finally, more settlers coming out. Absolutely has to get those running. Only a couple more military units coming up to the front now. Has realized that he has deterred Lyksy's interest for attacking. Definitely an excellent job by all sides here as they get things ready for their next attack, their next plan. All of these chariots are pretty much 1 turned out of every city guaranteed. So when he slots that professionalism card for the 50% upgrade cut, he is going to surge forward with a ridiculous number of knights. And because the Hansas are not nearly as good in Havoc's side of the field, not to mention the city count, he is going to cause a devastating amount of damage. Even if he can't take cities, there will be more than enough units out to simply pillage everything. Lyksy is fortified up over here, and he is just waiting for his cavalry timing to come in, confident that because of the economy advantage that his team holds, that there is no way that Totally can push in. Builder coming out. Havoc has got to get some scouting information done. All of these chariots, they're fortified for now. I'm wondering if they're going to run forward. Taking a quick look at the religion spread. If he runs missionaries down to the capital for Apriolo and for Lyksy, the trade routes and the passive spread are going to be absolutely huge in spreading this religion, and it's just going to give more and more production. It's going to get out of control. We're going to go back to viewing this. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the matches as much as the rest of us are here today. Absolutely wonderful job by all the players involved, and I know they appreciate the support just as much as I do. Hope you're having a great time. Battering ram is coming forward for the next push. Taking a quick look at the great people. Newton was picked up by Rahm and Galileo. Holy crap, the amount of projects he must have had to produce. Waited for Lyksy to have enough for Chatelet. They scooped 3 scientists in a row. The next one is Mendeleev. Oh my god, they have to be absolutely pissed to have missed 3 scientists in a row. De Medici is coming next, and Rahm has passed it. In 3 turns, we'll be looking at the demographics. Unfortunately, we cannot see on a per-player basis, but I imagine Rahm's science just jumped incredibly. No Harambe, I do not see a Venetian out just yet, but I am taking a look around now. Rice is cleared, it may happen. Hansa, I'm getting really worried for Havoc here. He is so far behind. And that is Venetian Arsenal, you're absolutely right. Oh my goodness, Rahm is going to scoop both. That is going to be absolutely insane. No one is contesting it. Tons of quads are ready to be upgraded for Apriolo, and they are still dominating the gold market. Caravels have been upgraded. Quad dreams are getting prepared. Tons of horses coming up. This next push with Cav is going to be a death knell, because I imagine they're going to be sending a ton of frigates with it as well. No, Zero. Rahm did get Halicarnassus super early, and then he's also scooping Venetian as well, because no one's contesting it. No one else is making it. And because of Rahm's production being as high as it is, no one can. It's a 14 Hansa in Frankfurt making that. Oh. Not as good as that 20 Hansa with a 2 specialist in it though. Beautiful. Make sure you guys grab everybody you know. Let everyone know that this match is going on. Get more support and hype for these players as they hash it out on their way to the finals. The winner of this match will be moving on to the finals, as I just said, against Team Sun Z, which is played by Harambe, Blade 7, and Philly Boy. And they will be duking it out for the prize money. $350 is what I was told it was, and they are absolutely ready to throw down for it, as we can tell. Can definitely tell the difference between the strengths of the team. They have Clan OP has definitely been practicing super hard at this. All of their placements and things, everything that I thought was, hey, I don't know about this, they have definitely shoved back in my face and said, listen guy, you obviously do not understand how this works. Galileo is about to be popped. Oh, on that mountain. It's going to be so much science. Knight randomly upgraded by Havoc. Just has units kind of rolling around. Oh, if Apriolo gets this warrior, and this could be a settler snatch. Absolutely brutal if it happens. Totally needs to sim city a ton. He has cities with no districts, no tile improvements in them. He has 3 builders running around. He needs more. He has to get this rolling. It's going to be too little, too late if he doesn't. Absolutely ludicrous. Sinan passed up, will be picked up by either Montezuma or Victoria. Tons of military strength coming out of Lyksy's Aztec and these horses. No real reaction from Totaly's Aztec though. More builders coming out, which is great. He has to get those tiles up. He has to get districts rolling. But, oh, there's another smiley face. Let's check it out. What happened? Venetian isn't done yet. Didn't see anything get denied. That could just be a distracting one. His first smiley face was, oh! Oh, delete. Delete, please. Come on. Oh man, I know everyone's hoping he deletes this as bad as I am right now. Apriolo's warrior is just kind of skirting the edge as long as it can. Oh, goodness. How mad could you possibly be right now? Encampment dropped down right in the scout's face, so Rahm will know there's an encampment coming. Come on, I want to see you delete this so I can go look at something else. Oh, goodness. Things are definitely picking up. This has got to be so aggravating and maddening. I wonder if he's going to delete it at the very end of the term. We're going to go look around and see how Vonholio's England is doing. He is moving his naval units around to get them in position to be upgraded. He doesn't have a lot though. He's focusing mostly on SimCitying, it looks like. Needs to get his economy back rolling. We are going to take another look at the demographics here because it is turn 60. A couple new cities for Lyksy have cropped up both forward and back as he secures more luxury cities. Tons of cities coming down for Rahm here. Aqueduct coming down as well. Just securing more population. He did not delete the settler. Is he going to let him take it back with the knight? Oh, lets him take it. Why didn't you delete it? Bunch of builders running around for totally. It's definitely good for him as he's got to get his economy rolling, but there's so many horses here. If he can make these into cabs soon, oh goodness. It's that time. It's that time. Quite a few cavalry getting promoted. There are plenty. Oh my goodness, even more. He said, hey Lyksy, give me some gold, and more getting promoted. He's having to take the time to move horses back into his territory just so he can promote more. So many cavalry. If totally is nowhere near ready for this. This is going to smash. And Lyksy can just throw these knights into that line that he has and just not care. Anything he kills is just another flanking slot for a cav unit. Got to take a quick peek at the demographics here. Rahm by population, Rahm at 370, almost 371, well over double the average. 303 gold a turn from Apriolo, fueling Lyksy's war machine here. Culture and science is being led by Rahm at the moment. Taking a quick look at the civics tree. Rahm and Lyksy are definitely leading. They're at Merchant Republic most likely, working toward enlightenment. Oh goodness gracious, the military strength difference. I am kinda surprised to not see a whole bunch of quads turned into frigates within the next few turns, just to go mess with the economy of Vonholio. I would love to see these chariots turned into knights and just thrown at Havoc as well. With the scout, he's definitely seen that Havoc doesn't have enough to stand against this. He knows more economic cities are about to be dropped in such a way that Havoc could try to catch up. But with Venetian completing around the corner and Mausoleum in Rahm's hands, I just don't see how that's going to happen. 2 harbors coming out of our German player here as well. Venetian not done yet. My goodness, my mouse button must have been a little stuck there. It toggled my turn a couple times. Moves the ram forward. I think he's just going to crash as much down as he can with these knights. Use that ram with it and then just pull it back for the cav units. More chariots being turned into knights here, but it's not going to be enough. There is no way that only this many knights and crossbows could possibly hold this much cavalry. No general to support these cav though. Gonna take a quick look. I believe Eiffelfeld is medieval industrial. Oh goodness. Adolphus, he picked up Adolphus. Where is it? Adolphus is back in the capital. He's gonna have to send it forward. He will have that for his cav units. This will be absolutely devastating. Yeah, he did steal that settler and he didn't delete it. I was very depressed. Taking a quick look at the religion. No beliefs evangelized. Units have moved forward. He's going to move these together as a pack. He's not going to get anything picked off. Francis Drake picked up by Rahm. De Medici picked up by Apriolo. Next merchant is going to be Adam Smith, which is almost guaranteed to be secured by Rahm, giving him another economic policy slot. Simon Bolivar will be, or Simone, I apologize. Simone Bolivar will be picked up very likely by our Aztec player, and totally, unless it is projected out. I would hope that he is projecting out. He has horses coming to the front line. Not many though. He's definitely on the back foot here. Have it nice and zoomed in for everyone. These Aztec cavalry are just smashing through. However, getting focus fired by all these units, it does die. He definitely can defend, but not against this much. There's no way. Lyksy will not continue to stream these in one at a time. He's going to be killing off whatever units he can. Does bring the ram forward. That horse steps up to take the tile, but it's just going to end up getting one shot. Plenty of damage raining out from these crossbowmen under these cavalry. Combat seems to be done for the most part here, so we are going to be turning our eyes elsewhere. Trade routes in SimCity and continuing to go on in England as more settlers are pouring out of Havoc's Germany, realizing he has made a mistake here by not getting his city count up. Rahm just keeping the chariots he's made fortified in case he needs them. Missionaries spreading out. Is not choosing to spread it very heavily to his allies, is focusing on getting it in his own lands for the time being. Realizing that he has most definitely placed the opposing team on their back foot. Top of the turn coming, we are heading straight back down to the action between our Aztec players. This river is the point of contention. Totally is getting some first moves onto these cavalry, killing one off. A knight surges forward, takes the horse. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the match as much as the rest of us are here today. Absolutely wonderful job brought by these players. I know they appreciate the support as much as I do. Hey, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the match as much as the rest of us are here today. Absolutely wonderful job brought here by all the players today as they are trying their very hardest. Combat is mostly done. Lyksy taking 3 tiles away from totally here, crossing the river. I apologize, combat was not done yet. He moved the crossbow back with switched it with a knight and surged forward, taking 1 spot back. If you want this side of the river, Lyksy, you're going to have to work for it. He's not giving it to you for free. Naval presence is absurdly minimal from Vonholio. Apriolo has a ton of quadremes ready to upgrade, just waiting for the spotter ships out there in the middle to see it coming. More cities being dropped by Havoc as he's trying to build them up. Sixteens and 12s for Hans is coming out of Havoc. 20s and 18s coming from Rahm. Venetian under construction. Forbidden Palace under construction. Multiple. Heading right back into the thick of the action here at the top of the turn. Uses the knight to bash the wall and takes it with that cav unit. Terrible, terrible damage coming forward here. And it looks like GG being called by Havoc. We'll see if the rest of his team follows suit here. Do need the team to agree on this call. GG from Vonholio. Let's see if Totally agrees. And Havoc is confirming for his team that they are CCing to CPL's Clan OP. Absolutely wonderful job done by all the players today. I want to thank everyone for showing up today. I really appreciate you guys coming out and watching. And all these players appreciate the support just as much as I appreciate your viewership and support here on the channel. Be sure to go ahead and follow my channel if you haven't already, because I'll be casting matches for all sorts of events in the future. If you have something going on in your community and you think that I do a good job and you'd like me to cast for you, get in touch with me. You can message me on Sarnith, as I'm on Sarnith on every community that I'm a part of. You can also check out my YouTube channel if you friends missed it or you want to look over one of the matches again. I do upload them to YouTube. You can find the button down below. Thank you everyone for turning out. It was a great match. Have a good night, everyone.